Hey everybody, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, and today we have another video in my Ask Angie series. What are the different types of cruise ships? I'm a travel agent who loves sharing my travels all around the world and the tips I've picked up along the way. I especially like cruises, all-inclusive resorts, and escorted tours. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to subscribe and join our community. Let me know in the comments where you're from, and make sure to turn that notification bell on so you get notified when I make a new video. Let's talk about cruise ships. So I'm sure many of you are very familiar with the large ocean-going ships. These are the cruise lines where you see the commercials on TV, the rock climbing walls on Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival, Princess, Holland America, those big ships that can have anywhere from 2,000 to 6,000 passengers. And they go all over the world. Now, they are limited on what ports they can go to due to their size. There's not a lot of places where a 6,000 passenger ship can dock right now. They're working on expanding that. But these ships have become destinations in and of themselves. So we talk to a lot of repeat cruisers that don't even bother to get off the ship anymore. They are just there to enjoy all the amenities on board, from Broadway shows to lectures from different experts to ice skating shows to the tremendous food and dining options. That's all available in a large ocean-going ship. Now, if you're looking for a more refined experience with maybe some elevated dining, you want to look at the smaller luxury ships. These ships are going to have less than 1,000 passengers. So think about Viking Ocean, Silver Sea, Seabourn, Oceania. Those are great examples of the smaller luxury ships. Because they are smaller, they have the perk of being able to get into more locations. So you get to see some of the off the beaten path or more exotic ports. The dining is going to be elevated. You may have some specialty restaurants by renowned chefs from all over the world, and your suites are going to be a little bit better with a lot more amenities. Now, if you really want to get to off the beaten path, I have two options for you. One is an expedition ship, and the other is the yacht or the sailing yacht experience. Now, both of those have less than 200 passengers, and you really get into the exotic ports at that point. So some of you may have seen my series I did on the Seabourn expedition experience I had. I've been on Seabourn expedition ships to the Amazon as well as the Arctic. I'll link to those at the end of this video just to give you a taste of what that's like. Those are expedition ships. They are designed to go into remote places. They have Zodiacs, which are smaller inflated boats that you board, usually 8 to 10 passengers with 1 or 2 guides, and then they can take you out. So in the Amazon, we went up and down river tributaries. We got to see pink river dolphins. We saw monkeys. We saw birds. We saw some of the villages that live right there on the water. In the Arctic, we headed out. We got to go up close to glaciers and icebergs. We saw polar bears and seals and walruses. So it gives you that really up close encounter to nature. And then when you're talking about a yacht or a sailing yacht experience, you have luxury options like the Ritz-Carlton yachts. You also have the sailing ships, especially in Tahiti or other parts of the world. They have beautiful sailing ships with maybe 50 passengers where you can explore remote places where there may not even be people that live there. In the Galapagos, it has a lot of great yacht experiences where maybe it's 20 people getting together. You may have seen the Katarina Line yacht series I did when we boarded a yacht in Croatia. There were 40 of us on board and we sailed up and down the coast. So those are great options for an area where you may not want to cover a lot of ground mileage wise, but you really want a true immersive experience. Those are ocean options. You also have river options. So you may have heard of the river cruise company Viking. They did those incredible commercials before Downtown Abbey on PBS. I mean, that was a marketing masterclass, right? There's also Avalon, Ama Waterways, Riverside, Riviera. So you have a lot of choices when it comes to river cruises. Europe is the most popular location for river cruises, but you can also find river cruises in Asia as well as Northern Africa, particularly in Egypt. These ships tend to have 100 or less passengers on board for more of the commercial operations. There are also barge options within Europe where you're on a very, very small ship, maybe 20 people in total. You don't cover a lot of miles, but you go into the very small canals. We would look to do one in the south of France that got canceled, but you have these like very special experiences where your family can just rent out a barge and you have a full staff on board, and you can explore these smaller villages in different areas of Europe. And then if you're really up for an adventure, you can captain your own boat. So you may have seen things about the canal cruises where you can take a boat through different canals among Europe. La Boat is a company that lets you rent a boat. You do have to tie it up at night. They don't let you sail in the dark. If you are adventurous and want to captain your own experience, that is another great option. So those are kind of the main types of ships. Let me know what ones I missed, or if you have a particular favorite. Do you like the large ocean ships for all of the entertainment and amenities? Do you want to be on a ship with less than 200 people so you have that great service and be able to get to those off the beaten ports? Let me know in the comments. And then here's some videos I thought you might like.